Sometimes life feels heavier than we can carry. Thoughts swirl like restless winds. Memories haunt us. And the noise inside our minds makes it hard to hear the gentle whispers of hope. Angels see this. They see the moments when your shoulders sag under invisible weight, when your heart feels lonely, even in a crowded room, when every decision feels like a mountain. They are not distant observers. They are gentle companions, quietly surrounding you with love, patience, and understanding. They remind you that your mind, your thoughts, and your emotions are not enemies, but friends who need guidance, care, and attention. Angels encourage you to listen to yourself, to stop for a moment and breathe deeply. In the silence, they speak. They do not shout or demand. They do not scold. They simply remind you that your heart already knows the truth. You feel conflicted, you feel overwhelmed, and yet in that stillness, the light of understanding shines softly. It is in these moments that your mentality begins to change. Angels remind you that clarity is not a gift that comes only with time, but a gift that comes when you stop trying to force it. Your mind is often crowded with judgments, comparisons, and harsh words you say to yourself. Angels see every time you doubt your worth, every time you whisper that you are not enough. They remind you that your soul is precious, that mistakes are not failures, but lessons, and that self-love is not selfish. It is necessary. When you learn to speak to yourself with kindness, to forgive yourself for missteps, your mentality starts to shift. The heavy chains of criticism begin to fall, and lightness enters your thoughts. Angels celebrate every small step you take toward gentleness with yourself. Every smile you offer your own reflection. Every moment of understanding you grant your heart. Angels also remind you that your thoughts are powerful. They notice the ones you nurture and the ones you let fester. Negative thoughts are like dark clouds, but each positive thought you choose is like sunlight breaking through. Angels invite you to focus on what uplifts you, what inspires you, and what reminds you of your own inner light. They ask you to practice seeing beauty, even when life feels dull, to recognize small miracles that are often overlooked, and to embrace hope even when despair seems louder. Each conscious decision to think kindly, wisely, and positively strengthens your mind. It transforms your mentality from a place of struggle into a garden of possibility. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools angels offer. They notice every time you take a moment to appreciate life, even in its smallest forms. A sunrise, a bird singing, the touch of a loved one's hand, or even the feeling of your breath moving through your body. Angels remind you that these small moments are not small at all. They are threads in the tapestry of your life, and acknowledging them trains your mind to see abundance instead of lack, peace instead of chaos, love instead of fear. Gratitude transforms your mentality by shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already present, already beautiful, and already miraculous. Sometimes angels ask us to release control. We clutch at our worries, anxieties, and regrets as though letting go would mean losing something vital. Angels know the truth. Letting go is not losing, but gaining freedom. They remind you that life has its own rhythm, a flow that cannot always be predicted or managed. When you surrender your need to control everything, your mind finds space to breathe. The burden of constant worry lifts, and your mentality opens to clarity, calm, and understanding. They teach you that trusting life, even when it is uncertain, is a gift to yourself. Curiosity and learning are ways angels nudge us toward growth. They rejoice when you explore new ideas, read books that expand your thinking, try new experiences, and open yourself to the unknown. Each new lesson, each new insight, adds color and depth to your mental landscape. Angels remind you that your mind is not a container to be filled, but a garden to be nurtured. Knowledge, exploration, and creativity are water, sunlight, and soil for that garden. As you embrace learning and curiosity, your mentality becomes more flexible, more resilient, and more capable of handling life's challenges. The energy you surround yourself with is also vital. Angels watch over the people you let close to your heart, the stories you consume, the places you spend your time. They know that negativity can cloud your thoughts and drain your spirit, while positivity can elevate, inspire, and heal. Angels gently encourage you to seek out uplifting voices, supportive friends, beautiful spaces, and joyful experiences. They remind you that your mentality thrives when it is nourished with light, and that by choosing positive energy, you are honoring yourself and the life you are creating. Angels also emphasize caring for your body. They see how fatigue, poor nutrition, and neglect weigh heavily on your mind. Your body and mind are intertwined, and every act of care, resting when tired, eating nourishing foods, stretching your muscles, moving your body, is a prayer for your mentality. Angels celebrate with you every time you honor your body, because they know that a healthy body supports a healthy mind. They remind you that your thoughts, dreams, and emotions are carried through this vessel, and treating it well is a way of showing love to your entire being. Forgiveness is another gift angels bring to your awareness. Holding on to resentment, anger, or hurt is like carrying stones in your pocket, weighing down every step you take. Angels invite you to release these stones, to forgive quietly, and to let go of the pain that binds you. Forgiveness does not mean condoning wrongs. It means freeing your mind from the weight of bitterness. Angels remind you that by forgiving, you open space for peace, clarity, and growth. Your mentality expands when you let go of grudges, and light fills the corners of your mind that were once dark. Trust is the final thread that angels weave into your mentality. Life may feel uncertain, and your path may seem unclear, but angels are walking beside you, quietly guiding, gently nudging, and holding your spirit steady. They remind you that every experience, even the painful ones, carries a lesson meant to strengthen you. Trust that your mind has the capacity to adapt, to grow, and to thrive. Trust that you are capable of finding peace amidst chaos and joy amidst struggle. Angels celebrate each step you take with courage, even if it is slow, even if it feels uncertain. Angels are patient. They do not demand instant change, nor do they judge your pace. They rejoice in every moment you choose light over darkness, hope over despair, understanding over fear. Each small act of self-care, each kind thought, each moment of gratitude or forgiveness is a victory. Angels see it all, and they rejoice silently in your growth. They remind you that mentality is not a fixed state, but a journey, one that requires nurturing, patience, and love. Your mind is like a garden, filled with potential beauty, and resilience. Angels provide the seeds of wisdom, the gentle sunlight of clarity, and the nourishing rain of self-love. When you plant these seeds daily, when you water them with care, your garden blooms in ways you never imagined. Even when storms come, even when weeds appear, the garden can thrive because angels are always present, guiding, protecting, and encouraging growth. In the quietest moments, angels speak through your feelings. They speak when your chest feels heavy with sadness, when tears quietly fall, when your heart longs for understanding. They remind you that your emotions are valid, that your experiences matter, and that your mind has infinite capacity to heal and expand. Angels offer patience when you are restless, encouragement when you doubt, and hope when darkness seems overwhelming. They remind you that your mind is not a battlefield, but a sanctuary, one that can be tended with gentle care and unwavering love. The journey to improving your mentality is ongoing. There is no final destination, only continuous growth, awareness, and love. Angels remind you that each moment of attention, each choice to nurture your mind, each act of self-compassion is a step toward a brighter, lighter, and more empowered mental space. They remind you that every thought, every feeling, every decision is part of the tapestry of your life, and that by embracing them with awareness, you honor the sacred gift of your mind. Your mind is a treasure, and angels walk beside you to ensure you do not forget its value. They rejoice when you acknowledge your own brilliance, your own courage, and your own resilience. They whisper that each day offers an opportunity to shift, to grow, and to elevate your mentality. They remind you that you are never alone, that help is always near, and that your capacity to nurture yourself and your mind is limitless. Angels teach that patience is essential. Change is not instantaneous. Just as rivers carve valleys over time, your mind shapes itself gradually through care, reflection, and practice. Each act of gentleness, each moment of awareness, each choice to embrace positivity over negativity slowly reshapes your mentality. Angels see this process, honor it, and guide you through it, whispering reassurance when doubt creeps in. They remind you that your past does not define you. Mistakes, regrets, and pain are not chains, but lessons. Angels see the growth hidden in your struggles, the strength forged in your battles, and the light emerging from your darkest hours. By acknowledging this, your mentality transforms from one of limitation to one of possibility. They remind you that the power to change your mind, to elevate your thoughts, and to nurture your spirit has always been within you. Angels encourage reflection. They invite you to examine your thoughts, your beliefs, and your patterns without judgment. They remind you that understanding yourself is not an act of criticism, but of love. When you reflect honestly, you illuminate areas of growth, healing, and potential. They guide you to release what no longer serves your mental well-being and embrace what strengthens it. Reflection, they whisper, is a pathway to freedom. They also emphasize joy. Small moments of laughter, wonder, and delight are not frivolous. They are nourishment for your mind. Angels delight in your happiness, seeing it as a sign of alignment with your true self. When you allow yourself to experience joy, your mentality shifts naturally, making space for peace, hope, and clarity. Angels remind you to celebrate yourself. Every achievement, every effort, every kind thought toward yourself is a victory. They remind you that acknowledging your own progress, however small, strengthens your mentality and deepens your sense of self-worth. They invite you to honor your journey, knowing that growth is both gradual and miraculous. In every breath, angels offer guidance. In every heartbeat, they send reassurance. In every quiet moment, they remind you of your potential. They ask only that you listen, that you nurture your mind, and that you treat yourself with the care and love you deserve. The path to improving your mentality is lit by their gentle presence, and every step you take is watched over with infinite patience and affection. Your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs are all sacred. Angels remind you that tending to them with awareness, love, and compassion transforms not only your mentality, but your life. They celebrate every moment you choose growth over stagnation, understanding over confusion, light over darkness, and hope over fear. They remind you that the journey is ongoing, beautiful, and sacred, and that your mentality is a reflection of the care you give yourself and the love you allow into your life. Angels whisper one final reminder. Your mind is not a cage, but a sanctuary. Each thought nurtured, each emotion acknowledged, each moment of care, gratitude, and reflection transforms your sanctuary into a space of infinite possibility. Your mentality, shaped by patience, love, and angelic guidance, rises brighter, stronger, and wiser each day. They remind you that the power to grow, heal, and flourish has always been within you, and that with their gentle presence, your mind can soar higher than you ever imagined.